Making headlines from across our 47 counties and of course across the borders as far as news is concerned. My name is Macharia. Do stay with me for the next couple of minutes even as we unpack what we've got to store for you this particular afternoon. Starting engaging us on our socials at EBN TV. We are live across our social media platforms, that is on Facebook, and you can as well send us your feedback through our SMS line, that is 23059. Now we kickstart this particular program from the Matters Healthcare. Now nurses under the Kenya National Union of Nurses, that is NAN, Gachagua branch, have officially downed their tools, demanding the national and county governments address their grievances. Now led by Branch Secretary Benson Biwott, the nurses are calling for permanent employment for some staff promotions and full implementation of the 2025-2029 collective bargaining agreement, that is the CBA, by the county government. Biwott say the strike will continue until all demands are fully addressed, warning that none of the more than 400 nurses in the county will return to work until the issues are resolved.
Our strike commenced on 8th of August 2025. Reason being, our employer, the County Public Service Board of Elgeyo Marakwet, refused to follow our nursing guidelines, which provides us with a director of nursing services. Up to today, they have not honored, they have not created the office, they have not advertised for the position, and we are now demanding that we shall be on strike until all our demands are met and implemented. We will not agree on empty promises. We will not agree on anything less than what we are demanding. One of our demands is that the national government, through the Minister of Health, must issue letters to all our UHC nurses immediately. Another demand is that county government of Elgeyo Marakwet, through the Public Service Board, must confirm all the nurses who are on contract to permanent and pensionable. Yes. Reason being, we have acute shortage of nurses. We have had nurses who have exceeded the service, but they have never been replaced. So, which is a disservice to the people of Elgeyo Marakwet. Two, we have a return to work formula of 2017, which the county government of Elgeyo Marakwet have not honored up to today. And we are demanding that they should honor our return to work formula and sign and implement immediately as soon as today.
Now, from Elgeyo Marakwet County to Siaya County, still Matters Healthcare nurses in Siaya County have suspended their strike for 30 days following successful negotiation with the county government. Now, speaking to the media on Tuesday, stakeholders said that they held 3 consecutive days of consultations with the Kenya National Union of Nurses and Midwives, resulting in a resolution of the contentious issues. According to officials, the parties have signed an agreement that paves the way for the nurses to resume duties immediately, while the implementation of the agreement terms is monitored. Now, the nurses had downed their tools to press for better working conditions and fulfillment of previous commitments by the county administration.
And we would like to report that following the strike, we have had consultations with the Kenya National Union of Nurses and Midwives for 3 consecutive days, and this evening we have reached a resolution whereby we have agreed on the matters that were under contention, and we have signed an agreement with the union officials that paves way for the nurses to resume duties with immediate effect. This agreement has been signed this evening, and the 2 parties, that is the county government of Siaya and the chapter or the branch of Kenya Nurses Union, have both agreed to abide by the terms as set out in the agreement. I therefore want to thank the union officials for the time they have dedicated to this process, starting Friday through to today, because that is what has seen it possible for us to reach some amicable agreement. There are 5 issues of contention, but we have generally agreed with the union that the county be granted a period of 30 days to enable the county government undertake the issues as explained in the agreement.
In public domain that nurses working in public facilities within Siaya County went on strike as from Friday. We want to confirm here as a union that it has not been easy for the nurses who undertook this initiative. It is always with negative impacts on the community and the patients and their relatives when nurses down their tools. And as nurses, we have decided today, having engaged our employer on a number of meetings starting Friday, Saturday up to late in the night, and today from morning, we've been having discussions on how we could resolve the matters. I want to confirm that we have come into agreement over a number of issues that we presented that we still had contentions over.
Now, police in Kilifi County are investigating the discovery of 3 new graves believed to be linked to deaths associated with a rock religious sect in the Kobinzaro area near Shakahola Forest. Now, residents reported as stumbling upon human remains, including skull and bones, which are suspected to have been disbursed by wild animals. Now, the grim find has raised fresh concerns about the extent of fatalities linked to the sect, prompting police to launch a thorough probe into the matter.
We've seen bones, we've seen ribs, we've seen head shells that were recovered there. And I think the police have confirmed this. But this is a shame. This is a shame from our Ministry of Interior that we wait until a disaster occurs. That's when we start being reactive instead of being or have been proactive.
Tangu lini miili ya wapendwa wetu ikaanza kufukuliwa na fisi? Chenye tunauliza ni serikali, mko wapi? Tunataka usaidizi, mkuje tufukue ile miili.
Now, members of Mkupe Beach Management Unit are calling on the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, that is the EACC, and the Mombasa County Assembly to investigate the alleged misappropriation of a 8.6 million grant from the Kenya Marine Fisheries and Socio-Economic Development Project allocated for the construction of an eco-restaurant. Now, the project, with a total of 9.9 million, including 1.3 million community contribution, was implemented by the Mavuno Bahari Group, compromised by BMU members. On Monday, the members staged a protest outside the eco-restaurant located beneath the Dongo Kundu bypass, accusing senior officials from the Mombasa County Department of Fisheries of Lag City and colluding with former BMU leaders to embezzle funds.
Katika County Government of Mombasa Department ya Fisheries kuna uketetevu wa kazi. Kuna watu ambao hawawajibiki. Tukianza na bwana Director Asha Mlengwa, director wetu wa Fisheries, ambaye akuna watu wake ambao wako na malengo yao tofauti na Mkupe Beach Management Unit. Kuna shida ambazo zilitokea hapo, tukajaribu tupate utatuzi, lakini utatuzi hakuna. Katika County Government of Mombasa kuna mambo na miradi ya Kemswet. Kuna watu ambao wamefanya ufisadi, na ufisadi uko waziwazi. Sisi kama fisherman ni lazima miradi ilikuja ije tusaidie sisi kama community, lakini maofisa wako ambaye nikitaja nikimnukuu CPC Project Coordinator Madam Amina Msomo, yeye mambo yake ni tofauti. Sisi watu wa Mkupe hatuna imani na yeye, kwa sababu nikisema hatuna imani na yeye, kuna mambo mengi ambayo anatufanyia ambayo si ya haki. Yeye kazi yake ni kushirikiana na wale viongozi wa vile vikundi na kufuja pesa za umma. Tukizungumza hivyo tuko na ushahidi tofauti, kwa sababu sisi ndio tuko ground. Kuna kikundi kama Mavuno ya Bahari, pesa zilipeanwa karibu 8 million. Tukiangalia hivi hapo mbele yetu kuna hoteli ambayo ilijengwa. Tungeomba komiti ya Blue Economy iende ikafanye auditing katika hiyo hoteli.
Kuna cooperative certificate ambazo zilikuwa ni zitoke zipewe BMUs zote za Mombasa County. Hii yetu kama Mkupe iliweza kuweka kwenye huo msururu wa kuwa ipate hiyo certificate, lakini certificate ilivyokuja haikupewa wahusika kamili. Maana nikisema hivyo na maanisha siku ya kuhandiwa over hiyo certificate hakukuwa na chairman wa BMU, hakukuwa na ofisa wa county wala wa national. Sasa tunaona tu certificate ilienda kwa group, ambapo group hiyo ni ile ambayo inamiliki ile hoteli ndogo ya Mavuno ya Bahari. Hilo nalo tuliwasilisha kule, tukasema tunataka ile cheti ambacho ni cha cooperative kirudi kwa Mkupe BMU, na hiyo ni kama inashindikana, lakini bunge liliingilia kati ikatusikiza matakwa yetu, wakaitwa wahusika wote, wakawekwa pale bunge na wakaulizwa ni kunaenda vipi, tuelezeni. Baada ya kuulizwa walipatikana wako na hatia, maana hawalishindwa na kujieleza.
Right, moving on, residents of Obama Block in Kayole have raised alarm over threats from alleged land cartels seeking to evict them from their homes despite living there for more than 30 years. Speaking to the media, the residents said they were allocated the land in 1992 by City Hall and have since legally occupied the area. They accused some individuals claiming to have connections to State House of intimidating them to vacate their properties. Now the community is demanding protection from the government to prevent forced evictions and to hold their rights to the land they have occupied for decades.
Kwa majina yangu naitwa Caleb Oronje. Mimi ni resident Omega Residence Chairman on 18282 parcel of land. We have been living here for the past 30 years and we've just recently had some problems with some other people calling themselves Broadwell who came here trying to take this land, saying that the land is theirs. We thank so much the senior principal chief who has come here. He has pronounced himself on this matter exactly the same way the president said when he was here, that nobody should be evicted and nobody should live in fear, because this land will be given to people who have been here for that period of time. All I just wanted to say is that those people who are threatening us, they are using very big names. One of them is Gerald Bomet, another one is Patrick Kiplagat, another one is Jeremiah Sirma, another one is Vincent Maisi. Those are very big names. These people are poor. These people are just people who are trying to come up. And then when we are threatened with these people saying that they have the connection from State House, and it is the same State House pronounced itself here giving us the land, we were so much afraid. But now our fear has been washed away when the chief said that we should live without fear because the land is ours. They just told us that they were located the land in the year 1992, and for sure when we followed the process, we found out that they were given the land by City Hall, but all the procedures that are supposed to be followed when one is given the lease were never followed. For 30 years since they were given this land, they have never paid a single cent in terms of rates. They have never paid land or ground rent. And when you combine all this together, including subdivision, which is supposed to be done within 24 months, then automatically that lease collapses. The size of the land is 18.6 acres. We are not going anywhere. We live and die here. We are not going anywhere. We are not leaving this land to them.
Maybe the population.
The population, people who are staying here, are 15,000 people who are living here. We have schools, right? We have churches. We have even donated part of that land to police station, Obama police station.
Right, at the same time, residents of the devolution area in Kiambeni, Mombasa County have staged a protest against the eviction notice threatening to force them out of their homes. Now, the residents say they have lived in the area for over 25 years, but landlords allegedly use government institutions to intimidate and displace them. Now, more than 10,000 people from the devolution estate now live in fear of losing their homes, appealing to the county government and the National Land Commission and local leaders, of course, to intervene and resolve the escalating crisis.
Tuna shida hapa ndani, hatujui kwa sababu toka tusikia ripoti ya kuwa tumepewa miezi 6 tuvunja manyumba yetu, tunajiuliza tutapeleka wapi hizi familia zetu.
Huo utajiri basi kwa mwanadamu, mwananchi wa Kenya unaanzia kwenye ardhi. Kama mimi sina ardhi, si mimi nitazidi kugandamizwa niwe maskini hohehahe.
Wananchi wapawe nguvu ili wapewe hatimiliki zao na waweze kuishi bila shida yoyote.
Tutetee sisi wanyonge kwa watu wenye nguvu. Tunataka msaada wake. Hatutaki kuhangaika na watoto wetu. Vizazi vyetu viko hapa. Wazazi wetu wako hapa. Mababu zetu wako hapa. Tunahitaji msaada kwa rais na viongozi na waziri wa ardhi aje atutetee.
All right, now let's talk matters politics. And former Deputy President and Democracy for Citizens Party leader Gachagua has come under sharp criticism from the leaders allied to President William Ruto, who accused him of spreading false information about Kenya on the national stage. Now, speaking during a public event, MPs Vincent Kawaya and Fabian Kule slammed the ex-DP, claiming his remarks were misleading and painted the country in a negative light abroad. Now, the legislators rebuked Gachagua for what they termed as false rhetoric and urged him to prioritize constructive engagement on national issues rather than tarnishing Kenya's image.
Na naropokwa huku kote. Na mimi naona itakuwa ya muhimu sana. Huyu mtu ambaye is a disgraced former deputy president, akisharudi hapa Kenya, I think the first thing akiland hapa JKI ni aangaliwe vizuri, apimwe akili yake, tujue kama hiyo akili iko sambamba. Na mimi niko na reason ya kusema namna gani jamani? Kwa sababu wewe unasimama on international platform, international platform, unaambia dunia mzima kwanza kwamba Kenya inashirikiana na Al-Shabaab. Wewe unasimama na akili zako kubwa ama kidogo, lakini kwa sasa tunaona ni kidogo, unaambia dunia mzima kwamba Kenya inashirikiana na Al-Shabaab. Na hiyo Kenya hiyo ndio unataka wewe uongoze, ambayo unaambia dunia mzima iko na shida. You know, we cannot do politics on matters national security. It is not possible. It is not possible. Wewe unajua Kibaki halingangana sana na mambo ya kumaliza mambo ya Al-Shabaab. Kweli ama uongo? Tulikuwa huku watalii ni shida kupata watalii. Wewe wakati unasimama kwa national platform, international platform, unasema Kenya iko na ushirikiano na Al-Shabaab. Hiyo ni kumaanisha kuambia watalii mchunge, watalii ambao wanatuletea pesa. Sasa hiyo pesa kama itatoka kwa watalii, itatoka kwa mifuko ya Wakenya. Meaning that by absence ya watalii, that gap is filled by Kenyan taxpayers. Na wewe
kuna venye Senate ya US itasaidia Kenya. They are not going. Now the motion in the Senate of US is a private members motion, not the Senate of the government motion. Hiyo ni ka motion ka mtu personally ameleta hapo Senate. And the conclusion will be not admissible. It will go that way. Because if you see the state standard of the law in the international community, the procedure is not there. Now, and I will tell our former deputy president, even the Senate of Kenya is stronger than the US Senate in terms articulation of matters of this country.
Sahi yako US anaendelea kuchafua jina ya nchi yetu ya Kenya. Sasa sisi Wakamba watu tuko wazuri hivyo, tutafuatana na mtu aliyetolewa kwa serikali kwa sababu ya kulemewa na kazi.
Right, moving on, still matters politics. Westland Member of Parliament Tim Wanyonyi has pledged to continue practicing inclusive leadership and coalition politics if elected as the governor of Bungoma County. Now speaking at Maliki Catholic Church in Tongaren Sub-County during a meeting with the catechists from various parts of Bungoma, Wanyonyi outlined his vision of a county that leaves no one behind. He emphasized that his administration would focus on two main pillars, that is participation and inclusivity. Wanyonyi was accompanied by Bungoma County Women Representative, that is Catherine Wambilianga, and ward representatives. Wambilianga condemned the rising trend of abusive language in the region, urging leaders to uphold patience and respect in their engagements.
Kwa hivyo, when we come to you, we know that we are in the safe hands. Kwa sababu nyinyi mnatulea sisi, ndio? Na mimi nikikuja nataka kuwasikiza pia. Because I like leadership of participation. Penye unasikiza watu kwanza ndio ufanye uamuzi ile kitu nataka kufanya. Because if I don't listen to you, nitakuwa nafanya nini? Nikuja tu hapa nasema hapa mnahitaji hii kitu, and that's not your priority. You need to express yourself, na hiyo ndio tunaenda kufanya. So mimi nikiwa katika uongozi wa county ya Bungoma, nitaweka mambo kadhaa mbele. Kitu ya kwanza, participation. Kitu ya pili, inclusivity. I don't want to hear anybody in Bungoma County saying they are marginalized. Sindio? Hakuna wanzengu kutoka Mount Elgon. You'll never feel marginalized again if you have been marginalized.
Tukiwa bungeni nilikuwa mmoja wa wao ambao walitamani sana timu aje Bungoma. Lakini si ilikuwa ni maombi na ilikuwa ni kwa neema akaamua arudi nyumbani. Yeyote ambaye anatembea akifanikisha kwamba mheshimiwa timu ameletwa na wabunge anadanganya. Kwa sababu mheshimiwa timu hajaletwa na wabunge. Mimi ningependa tukushukuru mheshimiwa timu kwa sababu anatambua watu wa chini.
Right, now moving on to Samburu County. Now, residents of Samburu County have welcomed a free medical checkup initiative held at Suguta Sub-County Hospital, saying it will bring much-needed relief to the community. Now, the exercise, conducted in partnership with the county government of Samburu, attracted hundreds of residents seeking various health services. Speaking during the event, stakeholders lauded the collaboration, noting it would help improve access to healthcare for locals, many of whom face challenges in obtaining medical services. Patients who turned up for the checkup praised the organizers and the county government for the initiative, saying it had spared them the burden of travel and high medical costs. Take a look.
Leo facility yetu tumebarikiwa kukuwa na madaktari specialist wa macho, na kawaida kwa data yetu ukiangalia eye problems come number 4 kwa list of problems ambaye sana sana wagonjwa wetu wanaugua from, na tumeshughulika kidogo kwa planning phase kuhakikisha tumepata huduma hii leo, watu wetu wamepata huduma, na hadi wa leo tumeanza tu leo tunatarajia kupata wagonjwa 200 na maybe 200 plus. Leo tume-identify 45 patients due for surgeries. Surgeries wa aina mingi, some cataracts, some with some other injuries, na maybe leo tutamaliza maybe 45.
Hii miradi tulisikia juzi, ilitangazwa kwa radio, na pia nilipata namba ya simu ya dokta, kaniambia utakuja siku tamarma. Nilikuja Kisima nikakosa. Sasa hii miradi tunarudishia asante kwa sababu shida imetumelemea sana. Kuna nguvu ya kujifanyia lakini wauni. Tunarudishia serikali yetu ya kaunti ya Sandi kwa sababu wametusaidia. Sasa utarudi nyumbani ukiwa unaona.
Tumeona ya kwamba zile areas zenye watu wanapata shida ya macho sana ni zile tunaita asile areas. Kwa sababu hizi ni areas zenye ziko na a lot of drought, a lot of sunlight yenye ina affect sana watu macho. So generally Samburu is categorized as one of the areas where cataract cases are very high because we know it is a semi-arid area. So, but with the services, okay, another statistics is that we have not had many operations or camps in Samburu compared to other areas. Tutaendelea kushirikiana na nyinyi na kama kuna zile sehemu zingine zinahitaji huduma kama hii, hapa ndio viongozi wanatuelekeza ya kwamba tukue na ule uwezo wa kufikia wale watu wako mashinani, kwa sababu hizi services zinahitajika sana mashinani kuliko wale watu wako mijini.
Itakuwa karibu wiki mzima. Kwa hivyo mimi nawasihi watu wetu wote wale ambao wanafikiria ya kwamba maybe bado hawajafika waweze kufika, waangaliwe. Kuangaliwa ni bure, kutibiwa ni bure. Kwa hivyo tunaambia tu watu wetu wale ambao kuna shida ya macho, hata watoto. Nimeona hata kuna watoto wawili ambao wameacha kuletwa hapa, na kwa sababu hao wanataka nini kimaalum, yao itaanza Friday.
Right, now let's get sporting. President William Ruto has paid courtesy visit to the Harambee Stars camp following their impressive win against Morocco in the ongoing CHAN 2024 tournament. During the engagement, the head of state congratulated the players for their stellar performance and encouraged them to continue making the nation proud. President William Ruto praised the team for uniting Kenyans through their outstanding display, highlighting the positive impact of their success on national unity. Kenya Football Federation FKF President Hussein Mohamed also joined the president in urging the Harambee Stars to maintain their high level of performance as they progress in the competition.
And foremost is to thank you for the motivation for this team. That motivation has gone a long way. I've seen the players, whenever the crowd is chanting 1 million, you can see the difference on the pitch immediately. And I think that has really helped to motivate this team here. To the technical bench, I say hongera, very well done, asanteni sana. I have no words to express my gratitude. Your Excellency, my role and my administration is to ensure we provide an enabling environment to this team to thrive. And I think the coach will testify that not once have we ever pressured him to pick players or to do things that he's not willing to do. And that independence is what we are seeing now coming out as a win for the national team. My work is to make sure this team is comfortable and this team achieves its objectives and delivers for the country. And that enabling and creating this enabling environment, rather, Your Excellency, has been made possible by your good self and together with the ministry through the facilitation that we've had, not only with this bonus of 1 million, Excellency, also during the preparation process of the national team, the friendlies that they've gone for, the accommodation, the transport, all the logistical requirements, the ministry has really supported us, and we are very grateful. So to the team, I don't have much. We will continue to enable you to grow. I'll put in right governance structures to make sure that this team leaves its mark in our Kenyan history.
This is Kenya's time. This is our moment. But I watched and you guys played a superb game. Pongezi sana. Mimi niliona ni karibu mmezoea kucheza watu 10. Lakini you made us very proud. You made Kenya super proud. Tuliwaambia nyinyi mcheze kama nyinyi. Mafans wetu wacheze kama wao. Na mimi nitacheza kama mimi. So far you guys have done your part. I must say, in a very outstanding, phenomenal way, you have done your part. I must also congratulate Kenyans. We agreed as the people of Kenya that we will put all our other issues aside and stand together, united, as one nation behind Harambee Stars.
right now you have to speed those making headlines from across our 47 counties, of course, in the world of sports. But goes without saying that CHAN 2024 CAF reduced Kasarani capacity for Kenyan home matches. Now only 27,000 fans will henceforth be allowed to attend Kenya's matches at the 48,000-seater Moi International Sports Center in Kasarani in Nairobi during the ongoing 2024 African Nation Championship. Reducing the fan attendance at the stadium by 40% is among several key measures that the Confederation of African Football has taken to avoid repeat of security breaches and crowd trouble at the venues during Harambee Stars matches. Now on Sunday, ahead of the Harambee Stars highly anticipated Group A clash against Giants Morocco, scores of fans jumped over the fence to access the stadiums. Of course, now only 27,000 out of 48-seater International Stadium, only 27,000 people will be allowed to sit in the stadium, or rather 48,000-seater will be allowed to be in the Moi International Sports Center in Kasarani, Nairobi. My name is Macharia. It is exactly 32 minutes past the top of the hour. And thanks, of course, keeping me company until this hour. Do have yourself a lovely day. Enjoy the rest of your viewing. But remember to catch up with the subsequent bulletins later on in the day at 4, 7, and 9 p.m. My name is Macharia. Once again, do have yourself a lovely day. Enjoy the rest of your viewing. And as always, let's do this again when God says we do.